And now, your Big 2 local weather authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Good evening, everybody. We've got those very clear skies again going on for this afternoon. We saw a lot of sunshine. Even with that sunshine, though, temperatures didn't warm up as much as they warmed up yesterday because we actually had a cold front. Very tough to tell if you're looking at the sky because everything just so clear. It's almost spring-like outside. Thanks to the West Texas State Bank weather cam, we've got a good look at those conditions out there. And I've also got a look outside with this satellite and radar showing those very clear conditions. Look, almost still. It's almost like it's not even moving if it weren't for this ticker ticking the time on by. Now, zooming into here in the basin, we did get a little bit of cloud cover earlier today, but really, it was a lot earlier today. For this afternoon, we saw some extremely clear conditions for the basin and south of I-10. Look at Big Bend, not seeing any activity at all moving on forward. Now, zooming out, there is a lot of activity going on in the southeastern states. That low pressure that brought us rain earlier in the week now pushing off to the east. If you've got travel plans anywhere in the southeast, look out. You could be encountering a little bit of rain if you're landing in Tennessee or anything like that. If you're driving through those southeastern states, you could run into some puddles. But thankfully, notice not too much in the way of reds or yellows showing up here. So just some regular light rainfall happening across the southeast. And down to the southwest, those same clear skies that we have in West Texas going on right now for New Mexico. So we've got some very calm conditions here in the southwest. Very nice, pleasant conditions. And as I said, temperatures a little bit cooler today than what we saw yesterday. We picked up to 67 degrees for our high temperature, coming in 10 degrees above average. Our lows about 7 degrees above average. But today, our lows dropped off by a little tiny bit. Our highs coming in right at average. So we dropped off a full 10 degrees from high temperature to high temperature yesterday into today, thanks to that cold front. But really, we've also got some other effects aside from some cooler air. We're also going to be seeing a lot of drier air coming on through. 29% humidity for Odessa Midland is not too bad. It's on the low end, especially when you look out to our west. Wink, Pecos, 22%. Same story for Fort Stockton. Looking a little bit dry out there. Now, these numbers recover for the morning time. They usually pick up in the AM hours, and we'll see average humidity across most of West Texas for the morning time. But once we get to the afternoon, notice these numbers dropping down into the teens in a lot of places. Pecos at 18%, Marfa at 18%. Guadalupe Pass actually okay at 27%. But keep in mind, this is a model. We could see these numbers dip down or pick up a little bit as we actually get to that time. So that is one thing to look out for, is that dry air. It might be time to stock up on some chapstick, maybe get some hand lotion to keep yourself moisturized. But as we do get into the afternoon time, we're going to be warming up with a lot of sunshine to back to 67 degrees. So we're recovering very quickly as far as those temperatures go. But unfortunately, that dry air is going to be staying in place. Not only is it going to feel dry, maybe dry out your lips or your hands, but it's also going to allow temperatures to swing very, very rapidly, going from 35 degrees in the morning all the way up to 67 in the afternoon, a shift of over 30 degrees from low temperature to high temperature. Now, the winds are absolutely responsible for bringing that drier air into our viewing area. As we get to the overnight hours, notice these wind speeds really backing off, especially here in the basin, from about 10, 15 miles per hour today down to the single digits. But notice also we've got those gap winds beginning to develop overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Guadalupe Pass looking very, very breezy, and with those drying conditions playing a part, we may be looking at possibly some red flag warnings, maybe a little bit of fire weather concerns for tomorrow. Of course, we'll keep you posted on that as anything develops if the National Weather Service does decide to issue any of those watches or warnings. Here in the basin, we're doing okay, though. We're still sitting in the single digits, even by 11 a.m., and we've got a little bit of winds coming out of the southwest. That's working to pull in that drier air. The source of the air is very, very important. As we go on through the day, though, notice even in the evening time, those gap winds still staying in place with a lot of reds indicating wind speeds up to 30, even 40 miles per hour. So it is going to be very windy in the Guadalupe Pass, the Van Horn Mountains, but here in the basin, we're actually going to be sitting in the single digits for most of the day. It's just those gap winds are going to be a big feature. Now, we did get a cold front coming through. We've got some northerly winds right now, and that's going to be pulling in some very cool air, affecting our temperatures mostly for tomorrow morning. Look at Odessa Midland at 32 degrees. That is freezing. Seminole at 30 degrees, Hobbs at 32 as well. Now, keep in mind also that this is a model as well, and it could be a little bit off, especially in the northern basin. We may be dealing with some hard freeze conditions for places like Hobbs and Seminole, so make sure to take care of your pets and pull your plants on in just to be on the safe side. But we'll warm to a high temperature at 67 for Friday's high, 70 degrees on Saturday, and it's December. Also, the first day of winter is officially tomorrow, so to pick up to 70 degrees on Saturday, and that is kind of unusual, I guess you could say. A little unusual.
I think it's great news. You know, I know a lot of people were wanting a white Christmas. But at the same time, a lot of people are traveling over the holidays. It's kind of good news that the roads will be safe.
It is pretty to see a white Christmas, but you're right. It makes things a lot easier as far as traveling goes. And, you know, I think if you're wishing for a bike or you want any outdoor toys, I think it's a good chance to get out and play with those toys on Christmas Day.
Welcome to Texas. All right, and I liked your tips about the chapstick and the hand lotion because, of course, I always have to do that. So
yeah, it may be that time of the year.
Right. I didn't used to, but I do now here in West Texas because it's so dry.
Some good tips.
There you go.